Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss about glands in our body. So glands are the special cells. They produce some chemicals. These chemicals, nothing but we should call hormones. So these chemicals should help to carry out some of the metabolic activities in organism. So glands are the specialized organs which are made up by the special cells. They are called glandular cells. These cells have the specialty to produce chemicals. These chemicals are responsible to carry out some of the activities in the organisms. So when you take a human body, so human body is mainly consists of two types of glands: exocrine glands and endocrine glands. Exocrine glands, exocrine glands and endocrine glands. So exocrine glands are exo means outside, means here they have the uh, they are also called duct glands. They are also called duct glands. So exocrine glands also called what? Duct glands. Because of why? Because they have uh, ducts for their secretions to move from one place to the another place. Um, for example, ductless glands are digestive glands. Digestive glands. So, for example, here when you take the bile juice, which is produced by the liver, pancreatic juice, which is produced by the pancreas, and these bile juice is passes through a duct that is called bile duct. So in exocrine glands, their secretions are passes through the ducts, and hence they are called what? Duct glands. So maximum duct glands in which system we can see means digestive system. So they are called digestive glands. They are called digestive system. Exocrine glands or duct glands we can see in where digestive system. So now today mainly we are going to discuss about endocrine glands. So here endocrine glands are the also called ductless glands. Ductless glands. Why endocrine glands are ductless glands means they do not have any ducts, any pipe-like structures to move the chemicals, isn't it? So that here they are called ductless glands. So their secretions, whatever their secretions, whatever their secretions, they poured into directly blood. So blood should take away the whatever secreted by the endocrine glands because of they do not have any ducts. So blood act as a medium of transport. So hence they are called ductless glands. So whatever secretions secreted by the exocrine glands, they are called usually they are called enzymes. Ductless glands, whatever they secrete, they are called what? Enzymes. They are called what? Enzymes. Whatever secretions regarding to the endocrine glands, they are called what? Hormones. They are called hormones. So they are called hormones. So what are the major differences here? Enzymes are secreted by the exocrine glands, and the endocrine hormones are secreted by the endocrine glands. Exocrine glands also called duct glands. Example, digestive system. Endocrine glands also called ductless glands. So they are regarding to different glands in our body. So let us discuss today mainly endocrine glands. Endocrine glands. So in our body, so there will be a number of endocrine glands are there, ductless glands are there. So from which the most important gland is pituitary gland. Pituitary gland. This pituitary gland, it is the which is located brain, particularly below the cerebrum. Already I said it is attached to the hypothalamus. So the pituitary gland, it is a pea seed size. So what is the size of the pituitary gland? It is the pea seed size, but it can control the all the functions of other glands in our body. All the functions of other glands in our body are controlled by pituitary gland. Because of controlling functions of the other glands by the pituitary gland is called master gland of the body. Master gland of the body. So which gland is called master gland of the body? Master gland of the body is called what? Pituitary gland. Why it is called master gland of the body means because of it controls the functions of all other glands. While controlling, it is also secrete some of the other hormones. So mainly here the pituitary gland secrete growth hormone. Growth hormone directly. The growth GH means here what? Growth hormone. So growth hormone is responsible for the growth of the bones. Growth of the bones. So in our body while growing, so bones should play a major role. So that here for the growth of the bones, which hormone is important? Growth hormone. When in children's, if the growth hormone is secreted by the pituitary gland, children's will not grow, they remain stunted. So they are called dwarfs. They are called what? Dwarfs. Dwarfs. So when the GH hormone is secreted insufficient in children's, they won't grow tall and they remain stunted, they remain small. Those children are called dwarfs. Those children are called what? Dwarfs. Because of growth of the bones does not occur in the absence of growth hormone. Next go to that LH, luteinizing hormone. The luteinizing hormone is secreted by the pituitary gland, and this luteinizing hormone promote the in males to production of testosterone hormone. Testosterone hormone. Whereas in females, it is mainly responsible for development of the corpus luteum, ovulation, and secretion of progesterone hormone. Next, follicle stimulating hormone. Follicle stimulating hormone. Follicle FSH means follicle stimulating hormone, which is responsible to in males for the production of sperms. For the production of sperms. So FSH in male, it is responsible to production of sperms. So in females, mainly development of the production of hormones like estrogen, and it is responsible production of hormones, estrogen and other hormones in the female. So next, pituitary gland directly produces a prolactin hormone. Prolactin. So prolactin, it is milk ejecting hormone. So from the mammary glands, after giving birth, milk is produced in the presence of prolactin hormone. So prolactin hormone should play a major role after giving birth for the production of milk from the mammary glands. Next, another important hormone which is secreted by the pituitary gland, vasopressin or vasopressor. This is important for the proper absorption of materials in the kidney, particularly nephron. So when the vasopressin is not secreted, reabsorption is not occurred. So that person excrete more urine per day. Generally, when the vasopressin is absent, when the pituitary gland is secreted insufficient of vasopressin, so the person excrete more urine. So those this is, it is called what? Diabetes. Diabetes insipidus. Diabetes insipidus is a condition when the vasopressin is secreted insufficient, means not sufficient. So in this way what happens, the person should expel, in this disease the person should expel per day 15 liters urine per day. So more urine he expels outside. So that condition is called diabetes insipidus. Diabetes insipidus. So diabetes insipidus, when it is caused, means due to deficient of a hormone is called what? Vasopressor or vasopressin, which is secreted by the pituitary gland. Next go to the thyroid gland. So thyroid gland which is located in the neck region, there will be a pair of thyroid glands are present. These thyroid glands produce a hormone is called thyroxine. Produce a hormone is called what? Thyroxine. Thyroxine is essential for the proper mental and physical growth. Mainly here mental growth, to carry out metabolic activities in our body. To carry out metabolic activities in our body, which hormone is essential? Thyroxine, which is secreted by the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland located in where? The neck region. So a pair of thyroid glands are present. So they secrete what? Thyroxine. Thyroxine is essential for the carrying out metabolic activities and physical and mental development. Mainly in children's, when the thyroxine is not secreted in sufficient amount, they caused a disease called cretinism. Cretinism, a condition in children's where the thyroxine is not produced in the children's. In this cretinism, children are mentally retarded, they are not active, they won't show any interest to read and play the games. So that is called cretinism in children's. Whereas in adults, when the thyroxine is not sufficient or insufficient in adults, there is a disease is called simple goiter. So in this disease, the thyroid glands will be swell. So swelling of thyroid glands we can see in the simple goiter. This disease occurs in adults when the insufficient amount of thyroxine hormone by the thyroid glands. So next go to that pancreas. So it is a mixed gland. It is a mixed gland. Why? Because half portion is belongs to digestive system, half the portion belongs to exocrine, half portion is belongs to, for example here. So this is the pancreas. So now let us discuss here. Half of the portion is belongs to exocrine, half of the portion belongs to endocrine, so that it is called mixed gland. So which gland in our body called as a mixed gland means pancreas. Why? Because half of the portion is belongs to exocrine, half of the portion belongs to endocrine. The part of the pancreas which is belongs to endocrine is produced two hormones, insulin and glucagon. So insulin is mainly convert to the glucose into glycogen, whereas glucagon is convert to the glycogen into glucose. So insulin's function what? Mainly it convert the excessive glucose into glycogen, so that here when insulin is not secreted or when insulin is secreted insufficient, so it cause a disease is called diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus. So diabetes mellitus. So diabetes mellitus is caused due to deficiency of insulin hormone. So by the pancreatic gland. So here pancreatic gland, it is called mixed gland. Why? Because a portion belongs to exocrine, that is the digestive, which is produced by enzymes. Half of the portion belongs to endocrine, which is produced hormones, two hormones, insulin and glucagon. Insulin is convert the excess glucose into glycogen. So glucagon is convert the glucose into glycogen into glucose. So glucagon function means glucagon. The glucagon function mainly whenever in our body glucose level is decreases, immediately it convert to the glucose glycogen into glucose. So this is about pancreas. Next go to that adrenal gland. So adrenal glands, there are a pair of adrenal glands are present on the surface of the kidneys, either kidneys. So they produce three hormones. Adrenal glands produce three hormones: cortisol, aldosterone, adrenaline. Cortisol, aldosterone responsible for the uh, um, metabolism of carbohydrates and proteins and absorption of calcium and phosphorus. So cortisol and aldosterone. Next adrenaline. Adrenaline, it is very important. It is mainly, it is also called stress and strain hormone. Stress and strain hormone. Adrenaline, it is called what? Stress and, why? Because it is mainly produced during mental disturbances, during hunger, hungry, and while fighting, and so in these critical conditions, in these situations, so adrenaline is produced. Adrenaline is produced. So this is generally, it is called a triple F: fight to fly to fright, fight to fly to fright. So mainly it produced mental disturbances and other conditions like angry, hunger, and in these conditions adrenal hormone is produced. It is called triple F, means uh, fight to flight to fright. So either which means either it is fight with or it is far away from that organism, or it may face the problem. So this is about adrenaline. So next go to that other glands, gonads. So gonads are nothing but gametes. Gonads nothing but gametes. There are two types of gametes. In males, testes are present. In females, ovaries are present. Testes are the male sex organs which produce a hormone is testosterone. Testosterone in males produce SSC. SSC means secondary sexual characteristics. Secondary sexual characteristics. So secondary sexual characteristics. So testosterone is responsible to produce SSC. SSC means secondary sexual characteristics. So in secondary sexual characteristics, production of sperms and development of the beard, mustache. So these are the secondary sexual characteristics. So secondary sexual characteristics are produced by the, with the help of a hormone is called testosterone. Testosterone is produced by the testes. So when the testes are not produced testosterone hormone, so SSC will not develop in the males. If the SSC is not developed, there is no production of sperms. So that such males do not have to reproduce. So they do not have capability to give birth to young ones. Such persons are called enucism, or sterile males. Sterile males. When we should call sterile males means in those males testosterone hormone is not produced. Those persons are called what? Sterile males or enucism. So next go to the ovaries. So ovaries are the female reproductive organs. There are a pair of ovaries are present. So ovaries secrete progesterone and estrogen. Progesterone hormone, it protects the uterus and implantation of embryo, and it mainly protect the uterus. Estrogen, so it is the main important hormone which is also responsible to development of the uterus and play major role. Another hormone also which is produced by the pituitary gland, oxytocin. So this is also most important hormone produced by the ovaries from when the indications from the pituitary gland. Oxytocin which is used during delivery time to make labor pains to for easy delivery. Oxytocin. So that here in ovaries, mainly here let us discuss about estrogen. So estrogen is produced mainly here in females. Secondary sexual characteristics. In females, secondary sexual characteristics are what? Ova. 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 So if the estrogen is not produced in females, they do not have any ability to give rise to young ones. Such females are called sterile females. Sterile females. So if the estrogen is not produced by the ovaries, so in females there is no SSCE. SSCE means secondary sexual characteristics. So that they do not have ability to give rise to young ones. Those females are called sterile females. So this is the brief description about endocrine glands in our body.